Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're good. So today I'm going to be showing you how to edit your picture using just one app. I bet you're wondering, how are you going to use one app to edit a picture? To be honest, this is not the only app I use on a normal day. I use like 3 or 2 different apps in general for my pictures, but I just discovered this app and I feel like it's really good, and I don't really have to go to other apps too, especially if you don't like editing or you can't be bothered constantly using different apps to do this, do that, do this. So this kind of focuses on every single thing that you want to change and adjust in a picture. So when I discovered this app, it was really good. Every app that I use is designed for a purpose, but if you just want to do a very quick, maybe you just took a picture and you want to post it immediately and just want to quickly like touch up on one thing or the other, this is really good for it. But as I said, this is not the perfect app that has everything. It's just good in its own way, and I just want to share it with you. There's a free trial with this app, so you can try it out yourself, and there's also a purchase. I think when you've used it for a certain period of time, then you have to buy monthly or something like that. But as I said, it's worth it in my opinion, and it's really good, and it's been helpful for me. So you can try it out yourself as well if you'd like to, and yeah, and if you don't like the app, that's okay. I'm just trying to help. So enjoy the video, and I'm gonna show you exactly the process. I'm gonna use 2 different pictures. I'm gonna use a full picture and I'm gonna use a selfie, so that way you can see the difference on how it works. So first of all, the app is called Lenser, so we're just gonna go straight into it. I'm gonna be using this picture, and as you can see, this picture is already quite a good quality. I use my iPhone 11 to take this picture using a tripod and self-timer. So as you're aware, it's important to take a good quality picture that would reflect on the editing as well, because if the picture is really bad quality, it's hard for the editing to adjust some type of quality. So it's best to take a good picture. So I'm going to show you the different settings that this app has. First of all, you can use a magic corrector. So the magic corrector is basically like an autocorrect. It corrects everything. So I'm going to click on the magic corrector just to correct it. Look at that, it brightens it up. I think it sharpens it a little bit, whitens my teeth as well, and I think it gave a bit of a blurry background as well to the picture, which I think is quite nice. I don't mind it. It looks really good already, but if I decide I don't like it that way, I can decide to reduce that, and then okay, maybe I still don't like it, and then I can reduce it as well, or just cancel the corrector in general. I can always reset it, and this takes me back to my normal picture the way it was before the editing. So in terms of blurry background, you can blot the background by increasing the blur. I try not to blot too much, so that way it doesn't affect the picture itself, because look at my earrings here. As I blur, the earrings go as well, so you need to be careful about that, not to blot too much, because you don't want it to look too fake and too weird. You want it to still look natural and real. So I'm going to just stop the blur. And also, if you use the magic corrector, you can still decrease and increase what you want. So for instance, this is the highest point of the magic corrector, and I can reduce how blurry it is, so everything stays intact except the blur. I can reduce the face retouch or increase it to the extent in which I want to. I can reduce or increase the deep retouch, the neck retouch as well. The eye bags I can reduce and increase as much as I want, as you can see. And eyelashes as well, I can increase or reduce. Eye contrast. So what that does is basically whitens the eyes a little bit and sharpens it a little bit more, so it stands out. Teeth whitening, I can increase or decrease as much as I want. Eyebrows darken and reduce as much as I want as well. Lip color can increase and decrease as much as I want. As I said, this is basically an app that does what you want within a short period. Like if you want to go more in-depth and all that, you're thinking about using like all this Lightroom and all this stuff, because that one you can physically touch what you want to do in Photoshop, what you want to do. But this one is more of like a quick, you know, editing tool. You can also use a lens corrector as well. The eye size reduces or increases the eyes, nose size reduces or increases the nose, cheek size basically reduces your cheeks. So if you feel like maybe you look a bit too chubby, or you look a bit too, you know, your face looks a little bit too wide, it just, you know, increases it to a good moderate size without being over the top. Lip size as well, it increases and decreases. And it can also increase and decrease the shadow of the picture, which I try to avoid because it just makes it look a bit weird. Highlight as well, you can increase. You can also change your hair color, which doesn't seem very natural or real, so I'll probably avoid that as well, and just leave my natural one. Background, so as I said, you can blur your background, or you can even change the background, so you can replace the background with pictures or your own personal picture that you want to put in, or even a motion picture. So you can replace it with a video or something from your own page. So it's up to you what you want to do in regards to that. And yeah, so there's many options on what to do in regards to like changing the background. And this is the adjusting tool. So the good thing about this is it comes with 3 different options. So you can do a general adjustment, so this adjusts like everything in general, like the whole picture, or you can also do an auto adjust, or you can use a foreground. So the foreground adjusts only myself, only the image, only the picture that you capture. So for instance, it will only adjust like my face, my clothes. It won't adjust the background at all, so it only focuses on my face. So for instance, if you want to brighten your face but you don't want the background to brighten as well, then you can increase the exposure, or you can increase the contrast or reduce the contrast, the saturation as well, and you can sharpen just the face and just not the background. And again, you can do that for the background. So for instance, I like to keep if you notice on my Instagram, I like to keep my background a certain color, certain vibe, so like a whitish pink kind of color, like a pinkish white kind of color. So in this, I would obviously increase the exposure of the back. You see what it does? It increases, it whitens just the back and not the front. So you can increase the exposure of the foreground as well, just to blend in. So the background increases and turns just to white. So you know how sometimes like on Facetune you're having to shade and shade and shade, so this just increases it naturally for you automatically. And you can also increase the contrast, saturation. If you'd like, you can sharpen the back, maybe like it's not a white background and it's an environment and you want it to be, you know, out there. You can sharpen it, you can fade the background, and you can also highlight the background. Maybe the exposure was not white enough and you want it to be whiter, you can highlight the background as well, or shadow, whichever one. And there are filters as well you can use. So they're already made filters and you can just like use them as well and increase the intensity as much as you want to. So basically that is the app. And you can also like undo or redo whatever. Maybe you don't like something you've done, you can always like undo, or you can reset the whole thing and start from scratch. That's basically it. Very easy to use, very quick as well. And the fact that you can just put a magic corrector and it just corrects it for you is just amazing. And as I said, if you don't like what the magic corrector does, you can always readjust and refix it and make it work to your own taste. And it's, when you save it, it still saves in a very good quality as well, so you don't even need to do much. So the quality is still really good. So I don't have any negatives in terms of this app. You can't go. So I'm going to use another picture just to show you what it looks like in the picture that has a background. So for instance, if I put a magic corrector on this, you see the way it blurs the background? I don't like that. I don't like when the blurred background is over the top and too obvious that, you know, you've done a major editing. So what you can do is just reduce the blur background. So the front part stays, but the other part goes basically. So that's the previous, that's the now. So everything stays intact except the blurred background. You can reduce your face with touch, or you can increase it. And for this one, I'm just gonna decrease the foreground exposure just because it looks a bit too, or maybe not actually, maybe it's not the foreground. So you can just play around until you get exactly what you want in the picture. I don't think there's a lot of edit to do in this picture, but for this I think I'm just going to focus more on the background, so that way it brings me out a little bit more. I feel I'm happy with that picture personally. I'm okay with it. You can reduce the temperature if you want to, if it's too orange. For my page, for my Instagram page, this picture might not be suitable as it is right now. I would need to go on Lightroom to readjust the colors, especially the blue kind of color here. I'd want it to be lighter, like white kind of tone. So, but in general, apart from that, I do like the way it is at the moment. So yeah, that's basically the editing tool. As I said, it's really good, it's very quick, so I think you guys should try it out. Let me know what you think. And as I said, there's a free trial, and then you might need to buy it after that. I think it allows you to edit like 4 pictures or 6 pictures on a free trial, and then you need to buy to continue editing, because I think it's worth it. I think it's worth the purchase. But I'll be doing another video hopefully sometime soon, when I can show you the other tools that I use that you probably don't have to pay for at all. I've got some free apps that I do use to edit, but those ones you have to use them in conjunction with another one, which is the only thing. Like, I like easy process. Hopefully I'll be a pro by then or at least close to being a pro with the editing game. But yeah, I really hope this video helped you in one way or the other, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye.